Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks. I have no clue why my theme music didn't play. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's try it now. Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. It's just shit playing over here. The hell is going on? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. All right. I should be good now. Possibly. I have no clue. Let's try the theme again. Oh, come on with the bullshit. I don't need this on both shows this week. Jesus Christ. All right. All right, forget the intro. Let's get into this. How about we play theme music and let's get this thing cracking. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to another Marcus Speaks play. I mean, live. Sorry. So, everybody, if you are paying attention at this point, this is Marcus Speaks. This is Marcus Speaks, everybody. Marcus Speaks Live, the very podcast that gives you trending topics and some other random shit. So, with that being said, we're gonna hop into today's show, but let me do something before we do go over some promotions, and we'll get right into it. Watching what's on your screen right now, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you are new here. Hit that bell icon to also get all of my notifications. Sorry, once I go live. If you could, please do me this one favor as well. Subscribe to the main channel as always. Marcus Speaks Play channel is going away next Wednesday, and I have a Rumble channel on the Rumble app, or you can go to www.rumble.com. Search Marcus Speaks, you'll find me, and as soon as I get 18 more subscribers, let's say 25 more subscribers, all right, or 32, something like that. I can start going live on Rumble. So if you want to see me on Rumble, which I would like to be on Rumble, for the simple fact that if certain topics over here get spicy to where YouTube won't allow us to talk about it, you can just head on over to Rumble and talk about that shit because we have free speech over there. Alright? Also, if you want to come on the show, you can. There's a link pinned in the live chat. The live chat has the link that will bring you to the backstage. But there are rules if you do that. Alright? First rule is you must be on camera at all times. I have to know who I'm speaking with at all times. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I have to see who I'm speaking with. There is a questionnaire back, well, not questionnaire, but a question back here, and some information to let you know that I will be recording this. Only thing is because it's the law in Maryland, so I have to let you guys know. Also, please let me know, yes or no, if you would like to be on camera to the public. All right, then I'll make sure that I do that for you. If you could, when you do that, please put your name in your answer so I know who is back here and who will be coming up and who wants to do what. And the third and final rule is this. Please silence all background noise. I don't need to hear your dog, your whining kids, your husband or wife yelling at y'all. I simply don't give a damn about what's going on in your personal life. Just do me one favor. Silence all background noise. If you have me on, either on a tablet or a TV or some device, turn me down if you want to come up. And you have me on the device that you are using to turn me off. Alright? Or turn me down. Alright? Also, can you just do me this one big favor? Like this video, subscribe if you are new here, and hit that bell icon to all, and share this to your social medias. Down in the scrolling ticker is all the information that I don't say anymore. So if you can read over that and do that one big favor, and if you feel compelled to do what it has on there, please do so. All right. I believe that is it, and I hit that all within the 4 minutes that the theme song goes up for. Other than this, I can get it. Wrong one. Hold on, where's it at? It's right underneath of it. Marcus Speaks Play on Fridays and Marcus Speaks Live on Saturdays. Both times is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's gonna be a good show, people. I will be talking about probably my favorite hero growing up. So we'll be talking about that as the main topic. But if you do know, I do a pre-show here, so I like to get a couple topics, get the juices flowing. So with the 3 topics I'll be talking about tonight, I will get to that. But I would like to say this first. If you have ever been to my show, you know that I like playing videos when I do my show. It helps me further my point of what I'm talking about, as well as the article that I will be presenting, or articles I will be presenting to you guys tonight. Excuse me. So, with that being said, I have to follow which is called fair use. It's not only a YouTube policy and guideline, it's also the law. So I want to follow both to a T. All right. So with that being said, y'all probably can hear the backup because y'all know I monitor my show. But anyway, it helps me further my point, and I want to follow both. But if you guys don't know what fair use is, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret of what it is, and it goes a little something like this. All right, now it doesn't want to play. What the hell is going on with the shit that I got going on? Let me see. Ain't this a bitch? Just y'all give me like 2 seconds. All right, this should be up. I'm not sure. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, where's my OBS at? I don't have a clue. Hold on. Huh, that's weird. Let me find it in my find it here. Let me see if I can find it here so y'all know exactly what fair use is. For some reason, when I downloaded this new OBS, it seems as though it doesn't want to cooperate with the shit that's going on. So, if not, I can just read it while it's on the screen. So, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This is exactly what fair use is. Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right, that's fair use, people. So, with today's show, sorry with all of the bullshit that's going on. Like I said, new OBS that I'm using, I didn't check everything. Me thinking that everything fell into place. So, anyway, let's get into today's show. So, If you guys know, I like doing a little pre-show, get everybody in here, So with that being said, or if not, y'all can just watch this during the replay. Doesn't matter. But with the pre-show, I have three topics as usual. Those three topics are Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene asks for a national divorce. Uh, Number two, Ohio plant explosion. It's a lot of shit going on in Ohio now. And number three, Rihanna's Vogue cover controversy. That's what I'll be talking about within the pre-show. Then we'll get to the main show as usual, or with the main topic. So let's get into today's show. What I have for you guys today is this. Civil War trends after Marjorie Taylor Greene tweets about national divorce. So, you guys don't know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is, I'll show you a picture of her. This is her not too long ago. This is probably 2 weeks ago at Biden. What's that speech that Biden gives every year? It's called the State of the Union address. So at his State of the Union address, Marjorie Taylor Greene was heckling him. Marjorie Taylor Greene also has made a name for herself since her 2000 and I believe 19 bring in when Trump brought her in as a Republican representative she's not in the Senate, she's in the House of Representatives, which makes up Congress. So Marjorie Taylor Greene this week spoke about a national divorce, which made Civil War pop up. Which you guys heard me speak about this. You guys heard me talk about how the way that shit's going in the world and stuff like that. Well, not really in the world, but in the United States. Uh, you know, Possibly it could be a civil war, just possibly. Not saying that it could, but it might, depending on who's feeling squirrely. But with that also being said, you guys know I got a video waiting for y'all. Come on now, y'all know I got a video waiting for y'all. This is from Redux News. And this is what they had to say about this whole situation.
Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has called for a national divorce between red and blue states, saying that Americans who move to conservative states from liberal strongholds like California and New York should undergo a cooling off period before being allowed to vote. She stated, quote, "After Democrat voters and big donors ruin a state like California, you would think it wise to stop them from doing it to another great state like Florida. Brainwashed people that move from California and New York really need a cooling off period," end quote. Now, this is not the first time that Greene has expressed support for a national divorce. Back in October of 2022, she conducted a Twitter poll to gauge interest in political division between Republican and Democratic leaning states. Although the unscientific poll found that 48% of respondents wanted the United States to remain united, 43% called for a political division, while 9% were undecided. Greene praised those who voted in favor of separation, saying that, quote, "So many people tell me daily how devastated they are over the state of our union on every level," end quote. Now, while some Twitter users have criticized Greene's remarks as promoting the possibility of another civil war, her views have resonated with a segment of the conservative base that feels frustrated with the perceived liberal dominance of certain states. By advocating for a national divorce, she is tapping into a growing sentiment of political polarization in America, where the divide between the left and the right seems to be growing deeper and more entrenched with each passing year.
All right, so if you guys also don't know Civil War when it comes to that, when she speaks about the national divorce, right? So, this is what she means by that. Or, not what Marjorie means, but the whole thing means, right? So, back during the first Civil War here in America, right? The South told the Union, which was the North, that they were out, that they didn't want to deal with the shit that they had to go through when it came to the Union. The Union also told them that, hey, it's time to give up your slaves, let them free, all that other good stuff. They said no. And that's what got us, the United States, into a civil war. Now, since none of that shit's going on anymore, when it comes to this, what Marjorie's talking about, she's talking about the blue and the red states. I live in a blue state. I live in Maryland, right? So basically, what she's saying that all the blue states should become their own union, and all the red states should become their own union, right? Which everyone's spread out across America, but that doesn't mean that we couldn't. But I wouldn't want to, for the simple fact that I live in a blue state, so I'll have to go to a red state in order to, feel the effects of of what would happen if that was to happen. But this is one thing that some people don't understand. And I'll mainly say the left. The left doesn't understand this one thing and this one thing only. This whole thing when it comes to, like, you know, some people call it a culture war. We're going through a culture war. What do they mean by that? By a culture war? Well, some people, like, the conservatives and stuff like that, they rather to preserve and, keep old the old guard going, such as, um such as morals, stuff like that. What the left doesn't understand is all of this progressive shit, LGBTQ and the Black Lives Matter shit. That's kind of tarnishing America if you look at it. Like, and y'all know my stance when it comes to Black Lives Matter. All right, I don't fuck with them, nor do I fuck with the saying. I don't say the saying. Although Black Lives Matter does matter, I don't give a fuck by saying Black Lives Matter because it was a coined term by those assholes that stole money. So, we don't know if they patented that word. I don't know if you can patent words, but let's say saying. They patent the saying to where, if it gets uttered or wrote online, like they get some sort of kickback from it. I don't know what the fuck goes on when it comes to that. So I'd rather not say it. All right. Now, um, when so I'm gonna get into the article. Both the videos and articles are credited in the to its rightful people in the description box. So why don't I get to this article so y'all can understand what I'm talking about here? The Twitter hashtag Civil War was trending on Monday as people reacted to a tweet from Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. In the tweet posted to her page, Greene took President's Day to call for a national divorce between red and blue states, citing uh, irreconcilable differences. Basically, that's what people say when they're going through a real divorce, a relationship divorce. You know, we're breaking up because of irreconcilable differences or whatever. Basically, meaning uh I don't fuck with this person anymore, and I don't want to live my life in hell with this person anymore. So irreconcilable differences is what we're going through right now. I don't love him. She don't love me. All kinds of shit's going on in the house. The kids don't respect the father anymore. So I'm out. I want out right now. guys can bear with me tonight. I woke up with a sore throat this morning. I'm not sick, but it's probably whatever I ate last night or whatever I drank last night that got my throat all jacked up a little bit. But I have some tea here and I have some halls next to me just in case I start getting hoarse. So please bear with me. So, let's see. So she also says we need a national divorce. She wrote, we need to separate by red state and blue states and shrink the federal government. Everyone I talk to say this. I don't know what the hell this person means by that. I guess they mean everyone I talk to says this. I guess that's what that means. Um, from the sick and disgusting woke culture issues shown issues shoved down our throats to the Democrats' traitorous America Last policies. We are done. Okay, so let me clarify what that means right there. So what she's meaning when it comes to woke culture issues, that means like all the progressives, the LGBT, the Black Lives Matter, Antifa, um, what Disney and other, you know, entertainment companies, also entertainers are, you know, shoving down our throats with this whole woke, woke culture thing. Now, as you know, I've always spoke about this woke culture that you see here going on. That's not the culture of which when I started learning more about African American, the African American plight, our history and stuff like that. That's not what, when I came into it, what woke means. I always tell y'all it was Childish Gambino or what's his name, Danny Glover, whatever homeboy's name is, that had the Redbone song. When he had in there "Stay Woke," that's kind of what sparked this whole, everyone saying woke all the time now. I always said this. Um, and he kind of fucked us over with it, and thank him for that. Anyway, what she basically means by all of this is that the Democrats, if you're a Democrat, you are a traitor to America. And I'm not speaking about this as if I'm a conservative or a Republican, because y'all know I'm a free thinker. But I do know where certain shit lies and where it doesn't. This is one part where it does. Y'all got this slew-footed ass president who can't walk up steps, who's basically giving our tax dollars away to a country that isn't in NATO. Like, come on now. Also, you have, the LGBTQ with this whole transgender story hour bullshit. You got Disney doing whatever the fuck that they do in their movies. You have various other entertainment, such as what y'all guys seen at the Grammys with Sam Smith, um, with the transgender girl getting a an award, as well as him being on stage with dudes shaking their asses. So you guys gotta be very vigilant in what you look at and watch, because it's an attack on basically us. All right. So let's move on. So it also says many on Twitter liken the message to a call for a second civil war. Just a highly influential Republican congresswoman calling for a second civil war on President's Day, responded CNN political commentator and former NY17 representative. I have no idea how to say this woman's name. Mondaire Jones, I guess that's how you say it. Mondaire, Mondaire Jones, uh, adding that Green was seen here failing, failing that, failing that mental capacity test Nikki Haley only wants to impose on those 75 and up. All right, well, that sentence to me made no sense, but let's keep going. That's called succession, added another user. Southern states already tried that, and it caused a civil war that killed 600,000 people. Green went on to tweet about the January 6th tape, or Janteenth, as the Hoteps say it. On the Janteenth tapes, which were recently subpoenaed on by the House panel in the investigation into Trump's involvement with the insurrection 2021, or Janteenth, you can call it for short. Because white folks want to go and get their freedom. Shouts out to the Hoteps, Canon Hotep, Uncle Hotep, Hotep Jesus, the whole Hotep nation for coming up with these funny ass alternate words. We are releasing the J6 tapes, and not one single lying grifter on social media had anything to do with it, Green tweeted. Get ready for the truth from J6, because the videotapes are coming. Green has also been in the news recently as rumors swirl that she may be seeking the vice presidential nomination from Donald Trump in his 2024 presidential bid. Now I don't now let's put that in perspective real fast. Marjorie, you're good, but you're not vice president good yet. Like, give yourself some time first. Because if you guys never heard me speak about Marjorie here, let me bring Marjorie back on the screen. If you guys never heard me talk about Marjorie here, Marjorie is probably one of few Congress men and women who actually give a fuck about this country. As you guys heard me state once before, Marjorie Taylor Greene likes to not just sign shit into law, she likes reading it first, like most senators should do and Congress people. But if you guys don't know, you know that all they do, they sit there and they read probably the first 10 pages, not knowing exactly what the hell is going on within the whole entire bill. And it's disgusting, to be honest. Like, it's very disgusting that people just want to see people fail, just fail in life. Like, it's just retarded. But, because you never know what's on these bills, right? Like, it could be America has to send, I don't know, America has to send like 30 tanks to a warring country that could be in a bill, and your senators sign off on that shit. But that's unbeknownst to them, because the law's like 700 pages, and they can't get through that within, was it like 2-3 hours that they have to look over the shit? They can't read all of that in 2 to 3 hours. So they read the first 10 or so pages, get the gist of it to see what the bill's about, and then if they agree with it, they sign off on it, and then it goes to the president to get his final signature so it can be placed into law. That's the type of shit that Marjorie Taylor Greene is fighting. But, like she said earlier, you have your grifters that's in Congress who don't give a fuck about this country, mostly some of the Democrats, and they're just there to be shills for, or be a cog in a corporation's system or something. You never know what the fuck's going on with these companies. You know what I'm saying? When they, because sometimes, there might be a bill that we don't know of. You guys have to start reading the news on Fridays because that's when they basically put out some of the or all of the serious shit that's really going on in this country. You have to pay attention to news on Friday, possibly between the times of 1 p.m. up until maybe about 10:30 to 11 o'clock at night. That's when you have to really start paying attention to news because that's when you will get now. Okay, so if you guys remember the Twitter files that came out, that all came out on a Friday. What else came out on a Friday? Well, some shit that happened with Biden not too long ago that basically dropped on a Friday where they know people aren't paying attention, other than people like myself, but no, people weren't paying attention, so they dropped that shit on Friday, and then you hear later that um some shit's going down and ain't a damn thing we can do about it because you weren't paying attention on Friday like you should have. All right. Now, let's let's finish up and then let's get into the next topic. So, she has become a lightning rod for controversy for making outlandish claims like the 2018 California wildfires could have been caused by space lasers owned by a prominent Jewish banking family, or the Rothschilds. I didn't read that part. I just knew the name offhand. But Project Bluebeam is being talked about right now. Like Project Bluebeam is like an old ass thing that Jesus Christ. Come on now. Get myself sized up here. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this damn program, but it's getting on my damn nerves. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, so Project Bluebeam has been being spoke about lately for the simple fact that there was a photo that I believe I can bring up. Let me see if I can bring this up. Let me see if it's on here anywhere. But basically, Project Bluebeam is where they want to shoot particles into the atmosphere, right? I don't know if you guys remember Bill Gates talking about how he wants to block out the sun with metal particles. This is part of it. He which also Project Bluebeam basically puts images into the sky, basically. So if they ever want to scare us with a UFO sighting or invasion, or Jesus is coming back, such as this picture right here. Let me bring it up on screen. Let me blow it up as well. Jesus coming back, or aliens, or whatever, UFOs in the sky, or what have you, whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they'll do. This is the lengths that they'll go to in order. Oh, I forgot which one it is. Okay, it's this one. I believe it is. This is the lengths that they'll go through to in order to scare us. Because you gotta remember that day back in September in 2001 when they said some structures came down. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak about certain things here on YouTube, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Where a certain, some buildings came down, they said, and some stuff, happened with, the Pentagon getting hit by something. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they were saying, and which came out of that was the what was that called? The act that they enacted afterwards, which is basically called the Freedom Act now. But anyway, they went, they did a whole bunch of shit to where we as people of America got scared, and our we voted our freedom away. So, which with that came with surveillance, phone in video. What else came out of that? A whole bunch of things came out of that. So you just gotta be careful. You just gotta be careful out here when it comes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so what else? Oh, her outlandish claim that, California wildfire happened by space lasers. I was trying to find that one. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Let's see if they got the picture. Here it goes, right here. I'll blow it up. So, this picture not too long ago came out, where in Alaska they were seeing these green beams in the sky, and no one knows where the hell this shit came from. And it's some stuff to think about, because who knows if Marjorie's telling the truth or not? Who knows what she may know now that, she was a small town girl. That she's a small town girl and from Georgia, knowing certain things now that she's in Congress. Who knows what she knows? So, you know, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on out in this world. I can't get to all of it, but I can get to this. What the hell's going on in Ohio, man? Like, these motherfuckers is just, they doing the most. Now, although the train derailment, the train derailment wasn't Ohio's fault. All right, who's to say that this was anybody's fault either? But um, there was a explosion sometime this week. I forgot when, but there was an explosion sometime this week in Ohio, and it's gotten a lot of people talking. So, let me see. So, the last article, which I didn't say where it came from, last article came from the New York Daily News. This article comes from Reuters, and then the respective videos are in the description box, as well as the articles or where you can find this stuff at. Not the links, it's just what I have. But anyway, so let me get into this video. And this is basically what the hell's going on. So the caption on this, I know you guys can't see it, the whole thing. So it says, an explosion at an Ohio metal plant left at least 14 people injured, mostly with burns, according to officials. See if I can read this while it's on the screen. It says the blast sent smoke billowing into the sky and scattered molten metal and debris onto neighboring buildings and nearby vehicles.
You just hear a boom, and then you know what? A bigger boom. And then I looked over. I was parked with my front end here. I looked over, and it was just boom. And then flame shot, and I just covered. The beam flew across the street. That other beam flew across the street and blew out our window over here, knocked this guy's car down. I look over, and I just see a plume of smoke, and then the bigger explosion, and then the ball of flame. And then it was on fire. It was on fire. There a rock shot on this one, and a piece of rock shot like in the middle of the warehouse. And it was a nice chunk. It's just molten lava.
It is not yet known what caused the explosion at the plant, which produces copper, brass, and bronze alloys. Now, I know a lot of Ohioans were pretty scared for the simple fact that they're seeing black clouds in the sky once again. I'll play this other one in just a second. That they're seeing black smoke billowing into the sky, just like what happened in the beginning of the month in East Palestine. You guys can watch last week's show, which I did talk about that as well, the East Palestine stuff. So on the map right now, I can probably show you guys. So the explosion happened here. East Palestine is like somewhere around this area, I believe. And because it's hold on. They said it was close to Pittsburgh. So I'm sorry, it's not over here. It's somewhere. East Palestine's like somewhere around this area, around Pittsburgh. So I know those Ohioans, after dealing with this, I'm pretty sure they were scared because they didn't know what the fuck was going on. Which I started watching. I don't know if you guys remember the explosion in Beirut. Y'all remember that explosion that happened in Beirut? That was the first thing I thought of because I believe in Beirut that was a firecracker factory where that happened, and then at this metal plant where shit is exploding. So you got molten metal just fucking going everywhere, and then you got what else? You got all kinds of other things around. You probably pressurized steam and stuff like that. That's basically burning people. So it's like, what the hell is going on in Ohio? So let's get to the let's get to this video, and then I'll read the article.
News happening right now to our north in Cleveland. An explosion at a manufacturing plant there. You're taking a live look at the response to it. Right now you can see it is still burning. It happened at the Schumann and Company metal and paint plant. We're told that there were two explosions, one small one and then a second stronger one. Again, this happening at the Schumann and Company metal and paint plant. The blast, as you can see, causing fires. It's blown debris over neighboring businesses, streets, and cars. Authorities there are saying that there were multiple burn victims taken from inside that plant to a nearby hospital. It is still unclear right now what exactly caused the explosion.
So let's get into this article. So, one killed, a dozen injured after blast at Ohio factory scatters molten debris. Anyway, so an explosion tore through an Ohio metal plant on Monday, scattering molten metal and debris that rained down on neighboring buildings, killing one person and injuring at least a dozen others. Officials, witnesses, and media reports said. The blast sent smoke billowing into the sky that could have been seen for miles around the damaged factory, about 15 miles southeast of Cleveland. The explosion of unknown origin at an I. Schumann and Company metal plant in Bedford drew fire departments from throughout Northeast Ohio. Oakwood Fire Department Captain Brian DeRocco addressed the media on the scene earlier on Monday, saying 13 people were taken to the hospital, many of them with burn wounds, and one more was being treated on site. At least one was in critical condition and one was pulled from the debris, DeRocco had said. All of those injured were on site. The falling debris, having spread through a neighboring businesses, according to the New York Times. A spokeswoman for I'm not even gonna try and say this goddamn county's name, but it is spelled CuyahogA. Yeah, like I said, I'm not even gonna try. Confirmed at least that a 46-year-old man had died. Both the company and county officials did not respond to Reuters' request for comment. The people were mostly walking wounded. DeRocco said, "I'm sure there's a lot of people that work here that were in shock." I'm pretty sure that they was DeRocco. DeRocco said that he had inspected the site before and found it a safe place, except for the fact that it's a foundry. You are dwelling with molten metal, so there's always an inherent danger. The cause was unknown, and damage to the plant was significant. The company said, "We will work alongside investigators in their search for answers as part of our commitment to Northeast Ohio, where we have been operating for more than 100 years." Schumann and Company, which produces copper, brass, and bronze alloys, said in a statement. Matthew Wiggins, an owner of the neighboring business, Rose Colored Gaming, told WOIO he heard a large explosion and that within a second or two, it sounded like large amounts of debris was hitting the roof. I'm pretty sure it was, sir. I think that was the white guy that y'all saw in the video. Um, what was that? All right, so things were falling off the walls, falling off shelves. We went out front, and there were like smoldering rocks and molten metal in the yard. Tons and tons of smoke, fire billowing out of the building across the street. Wiggins said. Another witness, Joe Circano, said a brick wall enclosed the property was obliterated. A beam flew across the street. That other beam flew across the street and blew out our window, Circano said. Exciting but horrible. Excuse me. The explosion was about 70 miles northwest of East Palestine, Ohio, where. So I guess I was right then. Anyway, the first time when I showed y'all on the map, where East I'm sorry, where earlier this month a train loaded with toxic chemicals derailed, causing a fire that sent a cloud of smoke over the town and forced thousands of people to evacuate. So, if you guys didn't hear that story, then this week I just showed it to you today. But anyway, yeah, that's horrible though. That's going on. Also, people in East Palestine still dealing with what they're dealing with. You know, it's just trouble all around this nation right now. Like you guys didn't know, along with the East Palestine stuff, there was a tanker truck that flipped over with some sort of liquid, I believe, that was in it, and a yellow gas started billowing out of it. That happened, I believe, the same week as East Palestine's train derailment. Also, a couple other trains derailed. I believe one in Detroit and then another somewhere else. I can't remember where the other one was. And I think one, or if not both, of those trains were also carrying uh, toxic chemicals on it. So, you know, it's a lot of craziness going on in this country that we cannot basically fathom what the fuck's going on. Um, I said last week with the train derailment. Also, I showed you guys a video where both of, I believe they were either ex-workers or they're still workers, where they basically started telling us to cut corners. Like, instead of us having to inspect a train car within 3 minutes, we now have to do it within a minute and a half. And it's like, why the fuck would you cut that time down? Like, that's basically half the time of which they would spend on a car to check it. That's the bearings, all that. Like like I guess there's a reading like you'll have in a car where I guess when the bearings are overheating, like they have some sort of computer in the I forgot what the front car is called. If anyone knows what that's called, please put it in the chat. But I'm pretty sure they have some sort of like system where they can see like the temperatures of what's going on everywhere and stuff like that. Well, that system was broke and a bearing overheated, which caused the fucking derailment. Not only that, it probably was also the track as well. You know, we just don't want to just blame the what was that company called? Something I forgot what that train company's called that whose cars derailed in East Palestine. But it's a lot of this going on, and it's a lot of this stuff that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. So, in order for us to start learning what the hell's going on, what do I always say after every show, y'all? Do your own research. You have to start doing your own research on this stuff. Hell, go get on Twitter. Twitter usually has news within like a week or two, if not a month before the mainstream news, or should I say, the lamestream news has it. All right. So that was that article. So let's get into the next thing. So there was some shit that happened with Rihanna, right? So Rihanna had this cover come out. I'm gonna show you guys the cover. So Rihanna had this Vogue cover. Um, she had this Vogue cover come out, right? So a lot of people started saying that ASAP Rocky is soft in this whole thing, right? So I didn't really think that way. I don't think that Rihanna, I mean not Rihanna, ASAP Rocky looks soft. I don't feel as though in this picture what people was also saying that it looks like Rihanna is leading him. I don't understand how, that entails anything. Okay, Rihanna's worth billions. and ASAP Rocky's worth millions. Okay. So if you guys look at it like that, then I understand. But it's a lot of other things that you guys can be looking at that uh you can be looking at here that makes sense as well. It makes more sense than what the fuck y'all been talking about. You can see a strong black family here. You can see that the the mother and the father of this relationship of the child are in love. We can see this, right? Not only that, you can see a caring father. That's what I see. I see a caring father. Also, I see a strong black family. That's what the fuck I see. Now, who's to say that which this is what they didn't understand about this whole cover. The fucking story that's inside of this damn issue of Vogue is about Rihanna. It's not about ASAP Rocky and the other and the child. It's mainly about Rihanna. Now, was it Rihanna's call to do this? Well, I want my boyfriend and I want my child in the I want my boyfriend and my child on the cover as well. I want them to also be in this story. I'm pretty sure it was Rihanna's call that they, be in this story as well. Or just on the cover. But that's not what they saw. They saw a man looking soft. They saw a man with a child in his hand, and it now goes to now he's super mom now or something like that. Like whatever the fuck that they were saying, it made entirely no fucking sense at all. It made no sense at all. Now, let's hear what this guy has to say in this video here. Let's see what he has to say.
So this is the cover of the new Vogue magazine. It has Rihanna, ASAP Rocky, and their baby on it. It's causing quite the controversy. Um, and of course, if you're a feminist, I get it. You're not going to see anything wrong with the optics of this of this cover. I mean, if you're a Gen Zer, you probably won't see, what's wrong, with this cover.
I'm pretty sure he'll say what he feels as though is wrong with the cover. But like I said, I don't see anything wrong with this cover. There's nothing wrong with this cover at all. Also, what they were saying was this: that Rihanna's face is hard in the picture, and his face is soft in the picture. I don't understand what the fuck that means. What else did they say? What was the other ridiculous bullshit that they were saying? Um, that his stance in the picture. Let me pull the picture back up. They're trying to say that his stance in the picture looks feminine. We don't know how the fuck they were walking. We don't know if the photographer had them walking in a circle to where he can get the shot, or maybe he was only making them do like a half circle or whatever. Because to me, that's what it looks like. It looks like it looks like that they're walking sort of in a semicircle type of walk to where it. That's just my take on this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know, but we don't know. We weren't there. All right, we weren't fucking there. And I'm gonna let this video play out. It's only got 30 more seconds with it, but like I don't understand people's stance on. Well, I won't. Let me not say people. All of the all of the manly men who think that only a woman should be only holding a child, or a woman should be taking care of the kids and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Bible says that a child is a gift to a man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? So, with that being said, you can see that A$AP Rocky is holding the gift of which Rihanna gave him. That's not to say that he's the only caretaker, because from what I know, Rihanna loves her son as well as A$AP Rocky, or Rakim. Let's call him by his real name, Rakim. But anyway, let's keep going.
You know, I mean, first of all, no disrespect to either one of them. I mean, um, nothing but peace and blessings to them. But the optics that is covered is all wrong. I mean, first of all, it looks like she's leading him, and he's the mom, if you will, and she's playing like the. I would have to do a whole video on what's wrong with this cover. And you know what? I think I might just do that. But let me know what y'all think.
These motherfuckers, dog. Like, they make entirely no sense. Now, I have a comparison shot as well, right? Now, it says we used to be versus what they want us to be, right? So you have a man holding a child and his woman. Well, the comparison shot of Rihanna and A$AP is a man holding his child, holding his woman. What the fuck? Okay, this is what they're trying to say. And this is what the dude said as well, that Rihanna looks like she's leading Rakim, right? So the comparison shot that's on the left is basically what? A man leading a woman? Is that what they're trying to say? Because what I see there is the Holy Grail. The black man, the black woman, and the black child. That's what I see. I'm sorry. I don't see the bullshit that everybody else sees. I see preferably a strong black man on the left with his black woman and his black child, right? He's raising the child up because it's also symbolic. He's raising the child up to be better, if not more than him. He's raising the child up to the sky or wherever the hell he's raising the child up to show him the world or whatever. Like, I see more in and I don't see what everybody else sees. All right, so let's go to Rihanna and Rakim and the baby. Now, if you look at it, and if you look at it the way that everyone else sees it, they see that basically A$AP's being a cuck, basically. But what I see a man that knows that an article that's being written about his girlfriend and the shots is not about him. It's about the person of who Vogue is interviewing, which is Rihanna. That's what people don't see, but they'll get into the whole optics and shit. Like, it doesn't look right because, it looks like Rihanna's leading A$AP and A$AP looks soft and A$AP blah, 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 this and that. And blah. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're paying and you're using way too much brain power on this. Like, it's self-explanatory. Like, when I saw what everybody else didn't see, or did see, I'm sorry, what I didn't see, what everyone else was seeing, I looked at it like, oh, well, it's about Rihanna. She just has Rakim and the baby with her because I'm pretty sure they all travel as a unit. So therefore, she asked the photographer as well as Vogue if they all as a family can be a part of the article. That's what I saw, and that's what I used. Because I'm sorry, when I had this little class when I was at this one job called Critical Thinking. It's a college course, And I use critical thinking a lot from what I've learned from that course. It's a lot of what it's a lot of more sense. Hold on. It makes a lot more sense to use that instead of what the fuck y'all been using, which is cognitive dissonance. All right. Anyway, let's get into the article. This article comes from Revolt TV, and it says Rihanna fans clap back after trolls claim ASAP Rocky was emasculated in Vogue cover. As previously reported by Revolt last week, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky stunned on the cover of British Vogue with their 9-month-old baby boy. Sorry. While the family looked picture perfect, some social media users weren't feeling the shot, claiming the New York native was being emasculated in the portrait. In one photo, the Barbados-born star led the way of the couple walking on the beach. But the angle shows Rihanna appearing larger with Rocky further behind and holding the newborn. So, as someone looking at a picture, and if anybody, you know, studied angles and shit like that, the angle will show the reason why Rihanna is larger in the photo is because that's what the article written in the middle of the magazine is about. It's not about ASAP. It's not about the baby. It's about Rihanna. You know why it's about Rihanna? Because Rihanna was doing the Super Bowl that year, so that was a reason to do a Vogue cover about her. She also has a thriving clothing business going on right now. And I'm pretty sure within the article they asked her, so when are you getting back to music since you're performing at the Super Bowl? I'm pretty sure those were some of the questions that they asked. But that's not what people want to fucking see. What they want to see is some bullshit. That's what they want to see. Anyway, let's keep going. My wife is an my wife is an awesome woman who does amazing things, but wouldn't want she wouldn't want me to become her housewife. One one tweet read. Another person who disagreed with the shot added, so now women are leading men? Question mark. So now men are the nurturing hold on. The nurturing caretakers of children. What is going on in this world? Shaking my head. The conversation raged on with strong opinions. They emasculate the fuck out of that man. If y'all don't see what they pushing, then I don't know. You are just blind. This ain't equally they are fighting for. Equality that they are fighting for, sorry. It's superiority. Equality is standing side by side. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. My friends on Twitter. Why in the fuck? It's not about equality, all right? Just stop the bullshit. It's not about that. This is what it's about. It's about Rihanna being interviewed by whoever the fuck interviewed her for the Vogue cover because she had not only one thing coming up, which is, big and spectacular, such as the Super Bowl. Isn't Rihanna coming out with a new line of something for her Savage Fenty line? Like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Just stop fucking thinking. Y'all are not good at it at all. Just stop thinking. All right. Quit writing too, because you're not good at that shit either. Because most of the time y'all got typos. So why don't y'all just shut the fuck up from now on? Everybody don't need to give their fucking opinion about shit. They don't. Because we end up with shit like this. Just fucking stop. All right? Just stop. My gosh. Let's keep going. Where am I at on this? This is revising old traditions, saying she leads and he follows. She leads and he follows. But hey, man. However, fans were not here for the disrespectful comments. The gross over analysis of the Vogue cover featuring Rihanna and ASAP Rocky is how I know I was supposed to be born on Pluto. And a post read. Another person joined in saying it's really sad that y'all see the Vogue cover as an emasculation of ASAP Rocky because it's nothing more masculine to me than a man who knows how to let his woman shine in her moment and be affectionate and a loving dad. One woman wrote, "These guys need these guys need to stop projecting their insecurities like a bat signal." The comments don't seem to bother the pair. The two appear. Hold on, before I continue, I want to get in. I want to get into what this person just said because they're basically saying what the fuck I'm saying. All right, that's what I saw as well. I saw a loving dad. I saw an affectionate male to his son because kids need affection at those ages. It's very keen for them to do that. So, for them to say that, a woman leading a man, I must live on Pluto, like, dude, you don't fucking understand that it's about Rihanna. The whole entire article is about Rihanna. Like I said before, Rihanna probably asked for ASAP Rocky and the baby to be on the cover and in pictures within the article as well with her because this is her life now. Her life is now as a mother and a girlfriend wifey situation. All right. Before I continue, how long is this article? Okay, I don't have much. So I will get back to the article because this is what I want to show you guys. They talk about this, right? How this looks emasculating and all this other bullshit. But what about this? What about them on the red carpet? Look at how ASAP Rocky is looking at and embracing, both of them embracing each other, but look at how ASAP Rocky is looking at Rihanna. He's looking at her in a very affectionate, loving way. Like, damn, this is my woman. Blah 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 blah. This and that. Whatever that this was for. I don't even know what this was for. But he's basically looking at her like, yo, this is my girl. He's presenting her off like, yo, this is mine's, nobody else's, right? Let's look at another one. Let's look how Rihanna's perched over ASAP when taking this photo or taking whatever photo that they were taking. She looks happy as fuck in this picture. Very happy. All right, let's take out another one because ain't nobody else talking about these other pictures of them together. How about this one? They just walking down the street, having fun, talking, hugging and shit, loving on each other. What's emasculating about this? What's emasculating about this picture? How about this one? Like they're on some sort of they're at some sort of event. They're having fun. He's kissing her in public, showing other people public displays of affection with his woman, as I would think any other man would do. I hope y'all would do that. Let's see some other shit. Same event. Look at how they looking at each other. If you look at Rihanna's eyes, it looks like she's looking down at ASAP's mouth. And ASAP's looking at her in her eyes. We don't know what the conversation was with them when they were taking his pictures. Maybe Rihanna told ASAP, wait until we get back to that hotel room. when we take all this bullshit off. Wait, just wait till we get back home. And I'm just speculating at this point. Let's keep going. You see that smile she's giving him? Look at the smile he's giving her. They look happy as fuck together. They're so happy together that they had a baby. Did y'all ever think about that? They so damn happy together, they had a baby together. Did y'all think about that? Let's keep going. Look at them at the Black Panther premiere. She doesn't shy away from allowing him to show her affection in public. Look at the next one. I'm sorry. wrong photo. I'm sorry. Anyway, look at them on the red carpet. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man? I don't know what the hell that they be seeing, yo. I don't understand. Like, they're happy together. They know that they're in the entertainment business. They know this. They know that they have to keep certain things private and certain things public, right? Their relationship is rather public, but the inner workings of their relationship is private. We don't know what the fuck, you know. ASAP has yet to come out, and that's what I was just about to read, and I'll get to it. ASAP ain't said shit. You know why he ain't said shit? Because he's happy. He's happy with his woman, and he doesn't give a fuck what other people are saying about him. ASAP ain't said a motherfucking thing about this. He's letting everything rock because he knows within his relationship that he's the man, she's the woman. I'm pretty sure Rihanna knows that she's the woman of the relationship, and she's letting her man lead. Because if she thought differently, they probably wouldn't have not one but two kids, which the second one's on its way. We found out Super Bowl night that Rihanna is pregnant with the second child from ASAP Rocky. We found that out Super Bowl night. So if they weren't happy, if she was emasculating ASAP Rocky, why would she have kids with him then? Like, it looks to me, she doesn't give a fuck that she's a millionaire. She just made certain business moves that ASAP didn't. I'm pretty sure ASAP doesn't give a fuck that she's a billionaire. He probably knows that she made certain business moves that which got her there. But ASAP is worth still millions of dollars. And it looks like that they have a very healthy family. Anyway, let's get back into this article. The comments don't seem to bother the pair. The two appear to be more in love than ever. Earlier this month, Rihanna headlined the 2003 Super Bowl and announced their expecting baby number 2. As the Grammy winner performed for millions, Rocky was spotted smiling and dancing along to her hits as he recorded the proud moment on his cell phone. They don't give no fucks about what y'all saying, and I mean no fucks. ASAP was dancing and recording her live performance that went out to millions. Motherfuckers got too much time on their hand to be worried about other people's fucking relationships. That's number one. Number two, you're looking at a picture and you don't even know what the fuck you're looking at. Because you don't know how to look into a picture instead of just at the picture. It's a lot of dumb people in the world, and I can't allow other people's dumbness to fuck with me. To be honest, that fucked with me a lot. Because people don't know how to fucking act, number one. And number two, people don't know how to fucking look at shit. Anyway, I digress off that bullshit. That has been the pre-show, people. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be hopping into the main topic of tonight, which is, let me go over the overview of the main show, which is Malcolm X's family to sue federal law enforcement in the NYPD for their involvement in his infamous murder. Now, if you guys don't know what's going on with this, I will show you a video to show you guys exactly what's going on with this.
For years, our family has fought for the truth to come to light concerning his murder, and we'd like our father to receive the justice that he deserves. The truth about the circumstances leading to the death of our father is important, not only to his family, but to many followers, many admirers, many who look to him for guidance, for love. And it is our hope that litigation of this case will finally provide some unanswered questions. We want justice served for our father.
All right. So, if you guys don't know, I'm a big, and I say big, Malcolm X fan. For the simple fact is this. And if you guys never heard this, I'll just reiterate as much as possible, but I don't want to, dwell too long on this. Of my admiring of him. I believe Malcolm X to me shines a light on black men in America for the simple fact that he went from one extreme to another. He was a drug dealer. He was a robber. He pimped in his time of him being a young man. Went to jail for it. You know what I'm saying? He dated white women at the time, of which, if you read in his autobiography, it states in his autobiography, in his own words, that he felt as though when he brought these white women around, it gave him a certain status when he was around black people. Like, there was just something about that, right? Then he goes to jail for all the things that he did. Then he comes out a changed man. So changed that he left his Christian upbringing from his father being a preacher, and also his father was a member of the UNIA movement at the time back in the 20s. So if you guys don't know what the UNIA is, it's basically a movement that Marcus Garvey started, which a lot of people don't speak about Marcus Garvey when it comes to Black History Month. So, y'all need to start getting y'all's Marcus Garvey teachings up. But yeah, like he basically, after he came out, he became this reformed man, joined the Nation of Islam, was their national speaker for many years until they kicked him out of the organization after what he found out, of which the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad had going on when it came to the young females at the organization. And once he went over to Mecca, which he just thought that Islam was a black religion, he goes over to Mecca and he sees Chinese men, white men, Indian men as Muslims. And in the autobiography, he speaks about how he shared a drinking bowl with a white person, someone that he was taught to hate. So he comes back to the States. He's like, look, I don't even care about being a part of the Nation of Islam anymore, for the simple fact that when I went to Mecca for my Hajj, I basically slept next to other races that was a part of this beautiful religion. I shared a drinking bowl with a white man. All kinds of shit that he figured out when he was in Mecca, came back and basically said, "Look, I'm going to start the what was it called? Muslim Incorporated, I think it was called, his organization." And he basically allowed anybody to come if he was white. Uh, I believe so, or I believe he still had the same stance that he had when he was at the Nation of Islam. It's just he didn't operate the same way. Basically, if white people wanted to help, he didn't mind it. Uh, if other races wanted to join him in his crusade, they could. Um, just a lot of things that I admire from him, and you know, he's to me he's a great person, and his daughters see him the same. Excuse me. So with this next video I'm about to show is basically more details of what I believe her name is Asada. I believe her name is.
Well, the city and state of New York have already paid out a $36 million settlement related to the wrongful conviction of two men in Malcolm X's murder. Now Malcolm X's daughters say they should be compensated too, and more importantly, they say they want to finally get to the bottom of the decades-old question: what did the government know prior to the assassination?
The family members intend to sue.
Now that two men...
Before they continue, I have a disdain for Trump, but I'm pushing it aside if he can do what he does with the other families in when he gets them their money, with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, when just recently, the Tyree Nichols situation. He went down there. I don't know what's going on with that because he's doing this now. So, hopefully he can get not only the Nichols family their money, but I hope he can get the Shabazz family their money as well. Let's keep going.
Been exonerated in the assassination of Malcolm X, the question remains: who did take part in the mysterious 1965 killing?
Well, if you guys watch, or have you guys watched the docu-series that is on Netflix? I believe it's on Netflix right now. I believe it is called, give me a second. Let me see what it's called. Where's my list? This is my list. Okay, here we go. What is that documentary called? It's a good documentary. You guys should watch it. What the hell is this documentary called? Let's see. Did they take it down for me? Let me do a search. Who Killed Malcolm X? That's the documentary. It's called Who Killed Malcolm X? And in that, you guys should also watch Blood Brothers as well. It tells a story between Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, and how their friendship became tarnished after what Malcolm X found out about Elijah Muhammad. So, anyway, Go and watch Who Killed Malcolm X, because in that docuseries, it talks about the very man who lives in Newark, New Jersey, who was the gunman. And a lot of people found like the documentary as untrue and all this other shit, but the guy most very well, because there's a lot of other people that this I forgot the guy's name who did the documentary, but he basically sat down with a few people who had something or knew anything that when it came to like knowing Malcolm, or if they he interviewed both of the men that were, or two out of the three men that were accused of killing Malcolm X. Also, or did he only? I think he interviewed one of them, if not both of them. Don't take my word for it. Watch the documentary. But you know, it's a lot of factors when it comes to this. Was the FBI a part of this? Did the CIA execute it? Did they frame three black dudes or men at that time? Was the FBI and CIA after Martin Luther King, which they were, when he came back from Mecca and his eyes were open to certain things that he didn't know before? That's just something to think about. Let's keep going.
$100 million legal claim intends to answer that question. It accuses the FBI, CIA, and NYPD of conspiring with each other in such a way as to bring about the wrongful death of Malcolm X.
For years, our family has fought for the truth to come to light.
Two of Malcolm X's daughters will be plaintiffs in the lawsuit. Their quest for answers was thwarted for decades, but recently convictions were overturned for two of the men falsely accused in Malcolm X's killing. Prosecutors admitted key evidence had been withheld.
While we don't know the scope of the misconduct, the fact is that the NYPD had an undercover officer in the ballroom who was an eyewitness and didn't reveal that. That person would have had valuable information that could have assisted in the investigation.
A primary question the lawsuit will seek to answer: what did Mujahid Abdul Halim know? He was the confessed trigger man who served his sentence but never fully explained his connections to other conspirators, except to insist the two men convicted with him were innocent. In the same ballroom where Malcolm X was killed 58 years ago, civil rights attorney Ben Crump made clear he believes the FBI and other government agencies were somehow behind the assassination plot.
J. Edgar Hoover, the head of the FBI, said, "Do something about Malcolm X." In less than a year, he was assassinated.
Before this continues, I also want to bring up, which this man I highly respect too, but once I came to my decision of me not wanting to be a part of the Nation of Islam anymore for what Malcolm discovered. This is while I was reading his autobiography when I found this information out, because I didn't know. I saw the most honorable Elijah Muhammad as one of the great ones until what Malcolm found. So there was an article that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan wrote either months before or a year prior when Malcolm was suspended from the Nation of Islam. He wrote an article about Malcolm and how Allah's going to get him for the wrongdoing that he's doing to the apostle Elijah Muhammad and all this other shit. There was a picture by one of the artists in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper that showed Malcolm's head rolling down the street. And with that being said, all I want to ask is, was the Nation of Islam also behind this as well? That's just what I want to know. Did Elijah Muhammad have something to do with this? Does Louis Farrakhan know anything about why Malcolm X was killed? That's all I want to know. Not only that, you got to remember, all of the kids except for I think one of them saw their father being shot, because I believe one of his kids was just a baby, was just a baby at the time. So the three older children saw their father being shot along with their mom. May Miss Betty Shabazz rest in peace. But like, it's just a whole bunch of shit when it comes to this. Like, it's just too much shit, just too much, and it's just ridiculous. But anyway, let me finish this off, and then we'll get into the article.
Attorneys for Malcolm X's family say they will seek to subpoena Mujahid Halim to find out what he knows, but he is in his 80s. They also say they have seen a deathbed written confession from a former NYPD cop who said he was part of a plot to weaken the security detail for Malcolm X. We reached out to the NYPD. That agency declined comments, citing the pending litigation. No comment from the Department of Justice, and no comment from the C.I.A., another agency named in this legal claim. Reporting live, Chris Glorioso, News 4 New York.
All right, so you guys got the gist of what's going on, so let's get into it. All right, this article comes from Time Magazine. Why Malcolm X's family is suing the FBI, NYPD, and C.I.A. All right, so this is why. I'm about to read why. The family of civil rights leader Malcolm X marked the anniversary of his 1965 assassination on Tuesday by announcing plans to sue the FBI, New York Police Department, and CIA for $100 million, claiming they concealed evidence related to his murder. Now, let's take a bite out of that real fast, because there is a book that the director of the FBI at the time, J. Edgar Hoover, he wrote a book basically stating in that book that I need some master focus from Hotep Jesus. We cannot allow a black messiah to, I forgot the word that's in between that, but let's say rile up the masses, basically black people, right? What did he mean by black messiah? Because Malcolm X was and is still looked at as one of the great ones, one of the ones that would have got all of this that we're going through now abolished by now, at least. Because you gotta remember, 1965, Malcolm X got killed. What happened with Malcolm and Martin around that time? Well, when Malcolm came back from Mecca, everyone that he spoke on, he basically came to them and basically told them, "Hey, look, I know what I said in the past was harmful and all of that, but I want to work together now. Like, it's something that I'm working on right now that's way bigger than myself. I need you and everyone else along with me to do this." There was a scene in Selma where you saw Malcolm speaking to Coretta. That actually happened. He basically told Coretta, "I want you to tell Martin that I want to be the focal point of things. I want to rile up the mainstream media in the country of stuff of what I say, but then I want you guys to do all the good work in the background of that actually happened. So, two opposing forces coming together. I'm pretty sure J. Edgar Hoover, as well as whoever directed the CIA at the time. I have no clue. I believe it was George Herbert Walker Bush. I believe. But yeah, man, like we have to look at this as not only a foul on the Shabazz family, but a foul on the whole entire black community. Because who knows what work could have happened with Malcolm at that time. He was only 39 years old, so who knows what he could have done for the black community from 1965 on. All right. Also, what else did I want to take a bite into before we continue? Concealed evidence. Well, y'all know the deal when it comes to the federal government hiding shit. They usually say, well, we can't unseal these documents until like 70 years into the future, and we won't, know anything until that ban is lifted. Well, you saw what happened with the Pfizer documents. They said, "Oh no, hell no, cuz we actually want to see those documents." If you don't know what I'm speaking about, I'm talking about when the jab was happening, when everybody started getting the jab, and the information of what the side effects of the said jab did. They were Pfizer was trying to seal that for 70 years. But with the Freedom of Information Act, the government basically said, we want to see all that. Bring all that over here. We want to see all that. So, like I said, I never downloaded those documents, but I do keep a nice little bookmark of them here on my browser. And I look at them almost every other day. Anyway, let's continue the article. For more than half a century, the circumstances surrounding the notorious assassination have been shrouded in mystery, fueling long-held conspiracy theories about possible government involvement. Two men who were convicted of murdering Malcolm X in 1966 were exonerated in 2021. After serving decades in prison, a New York district attorney admitted that the FBI and New York Police Department at the time withheld evidence. For years, our family has fought for the truth to come to light concerning his murder. How do you say this lady's name again? Ilyasah Shabazz, a daughter of Malcolm X, said at a news conference at the site of her father's assassination, which is now a memorial. Excuse me. The civil rights leader was 39 when he was assassinated in 1965 at the auditorium in New York's Washington Heights neighborhood, which is also called the Audubon Ballroom. 3 gunmen shot at least 21 times as Malcolm X's 4 children and pregnant wife ducked for safety. At the news conference on Tuesday, civil rights lawyer Ben Crump said it's not just about the triggermen, it's about those who conspired with the triggermen to do this. How you say that? Dastardly death. He claims the government agencies had factual and I gotta write that in. Exculpatory evidence that they concealed from the family of Malcolm X and the men wrongly convicted of his assassination. Trump alleged that high-ranking U.S. officials conspired to kill the civil rights leader, reportedly referencing J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director who died in 1972, which I believe he died really in 1974. I believe that's what the movie said at least. Here's what to know. So I have this broken up in like 4 points. Each point has an explanation behind it, so I'll be reading it like that, all right? So, what we know about Malcolm X's assassination. Malcolm X was a controversial figure for many Americans, both white and black. Unflinching when it came to calling out the realities of anti-black racism and famously referring to white people as blue-eyed devils. He spoke about the need for black empowerment. He argued for the creation of a black separatist society and was a highly visible figure within the Nation of Islam. In March 1964, Malcolm X announced that he was leaving the Nation of Islam over disagreement with Elijah Muhammad, the group's leader. He was assassinated a year later as he was preparing to give a speech about the mission of his new group, the Organization of Afro-American Unity, at the Audubon Ballroom in New York City on February 21st, 1965. Now let's dive into that right there. So, let's see. Let me see where I can put this at. Okay, right here. All right, so the article was written in 1964, of which Louis Farrakhan, at the time, Louis X, or formerly known as Louis Walcott, he wrote an article about Malcolm. So in that article, which I stated, had his head chopped off and rolling down the street. So I want to know, will Louis Farrakhan be brought in for questioning about his article that was written, how many years ago has it been, what, like 50, 60 some odd years or whatever? I want to know. I personally want to know, to be honest. So also the disagreement, he left because of a disagreement with Elijah Muhammad. That disagreement was this. Malcolm just wanted to know why Elijah Muhammad was taking young wives. And when I mean young, I mean like 14 years old. This man was like all of what, like 50 some odd years old at the time. Like, he just want to know, hey man, like, I've been seeing you, take on a lot of these young women. Like, I just want to know, like, what is it? Like, your secretaries. I met with your secretary about this. Like, then you got the other women as well. Like what's going on? And from there, Elijah Muhammad suspended him. Like, why would you question me of all people? And it's like, huh? Like, I know Malcolm was like, huh? Like, look, I just want to know, just in case if I get asked, like, I want to be able to have enough information so I can defend you. Nah, you gotta get up out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You asked too many questions. So Malcolm was then out of the Nation of Islam. He was suspended. Then, when he went on his Hajj and saw what he saw, he came back and was like, look, I'm about to create a new group called the Organization of Afro-American Unity. And I will be giving a speech about what that entails on February 21st. So if you want to come and see what I have to talk about, cool. Come on down. And then the inevitable happened. We all know what happened. Get your hands on my pockets is a distraction. The three gunmen was sitting up front from where the distraction was at. He got shot, 16 times out of the 21 shots. that they shot as a pregnant Betty and her 3 kids was sitting right there in the front row. Some bullshit. Let's keep going. When Malcolm X took the stage to begin his address, an apparent dispute broke out among the audience, and a man ran onto the stage, approached Malcolm X, and shot him. Two other people then ran up to the stage and also fired. The civil rights leader was shot a total of 21 times. What we know about the men convicted of his murder. In the more than half a century since his death, what actually happened that day has remained the subject of controversy and conspiracy theories. One man who was shot by a bodyguard and captured, Thomas Hagen, aka Tell. Anyway, I'm not going to say his Muslim name. Doesn't matter. Thomas Hagen confessed to the killing and was imprisoned for 44 years. But since his 1966 trial, he has maintained that the other two Nation of Islam members convicted in the murder were innocent. Norman Butler, also known as Muhammad Abdul Aziz, and Thomas Johnson, aka Khalil Islam. Hare did not name any other culprits at the time of the trial. There was no evidence linking Butler or Johnson to the crime. Butler had an alibi for the time of the murder. He was at home resting after injuring his leg, and a doctor who had treated him took the stand during the trial. Nonetheless, the three men were found guilty in 1966 and sentenced to life in prison. In 1977, Hare named 4 men who were members of the Nation of Islam's Newark chapter, who had begun planning Malcolm X's murder in May 1964. He said that he was approached by 2 of the 4 who told him that Malcolm X should be killed. They later met with the other 2 men and discussed how they would commit the assassination. He said, "I had a bit of love and admiration for Nation of Islam leader, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I had felt that like this is something that I have to stand up for." Hare later said, according to Malcolm X, A Life of Reinvention, a 2011 biography of Malcolm X written by historian Manning Marabell. I guess that's how you say it. But for decades, the new information about the other 4 alleged conspirators went nowhere. The district attorney's office did not reopen the investigation until a 2020 Netflix documentary series, Who Killed Malcolm X, and efforts by the Innocence Project renewed public interest in the case. And prompted Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. to review the convictions. Evidence unearthed by Abdur Rahman Muhammad, a Malcolm X historian and scholar, and investigative journalist Les Payne made a compelling case that the actual killers were members of the Newark Mosque rather than Malcolm X's former Harlem Mosque associates Butler and Johnson. In November, a judge dismissed the convictions of Butler and Johnson after Vance acknowledged that it was unclear it was clear, sir, these men did not receive a fair trial. New York City was ordered to pay 26 million to the pair of uh, to compensate them for their wrongful murder conviction. What we know about theories about allegations of CIA and FBI involvement. Now, this is the key thing y'all should be listening to. So, in addition to the unfair trial, some historians have argued that various agencies, including the FBI, NYPD, and CIA, were actually involved in the assassination attempt. Experts have said that these agencies viewed Malcolm X as a dangerous black radical figure who needed to be brought down. Others have suggested that they did not need to uh, plot to murder him since he was already a target. Nonetheless, Malcolm X was under near constant surveillance by federal and local authorities, as were many civil rights activists. The FBI first opened a file on Malcolm X in March 1953 and closely monitored him over the next decade using surveillance and informants. On June 6, 1964, FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover sent a telegram which later became public to the FBI office in New York City that said, "Do something about Malcolm X." Both the New York Police Department and FBI failed to disclose to prosecutors that they had uncovered officers on the scene. Historian Zaire Ali, the lead researcher for uh, Maribel's biography, Malcolm X, A Life in Reinvention, wrote for Time in November 2021. They decided instead to protect their assets. There seemed to be a desire to wrap up the investigation quickly. What paths of inquiry were avoided to cut short as a result? If these two men were unjustly convicted, then who else was unjustly allowed to roam free? Trump, the lawyer representing Malcolm X's family, said on Tuesday that that, that their lawsuit will allege that government agencies were involved in the conspiracy to assassinate Malcolm X. The New York District Attorney's Office has already acknowledged law enforcement's failings in the case, saying in 2021 the FBI and NYPD did not honor their obligations to disclose exculpatory evidence to prosecutors and the accused, including information that implicated other suspects, that identified witnesses who failed to identify defendant Islam, and that revealed witnesses to be FBI informants. The office also said at the time the FBI records suggested that information was deliberately withheld. According to Crump, these comments from the New York District Attorney's Office, combined with the city's 26 million settlement, are what opened the door for Malcolm X's family to build a case against authorities. If the government compensated the two gentlemen that were wrongfully convicted for the assassination of Malcolm X with tens of millions of dollars, then what is to be the compensation for the daughters who suffered the most from the assassination of Malcolm X? Crump asked. Which isn't a bad question, to be honest, because that is a very great question. Why haven't the daughters of Malcolm X been compensated for the wrongful death of their father? Now, Malcolm X, like as I said, was a great man, but Crump wants to know some information that the daughters of Malcolm X want answers to. So I hope that this gets treated like everything else. Like I hope this gets treated just like as if this was a new case. Because basically, and I don't want to say it, I hope nobody comes up missing, to be honest. I just want to put that out there just for certain reasons because, with all of this being said, I hope that Crump don't come up missing, the family don't come up missing, because we know how the government operates. For the simple fact that there's been a lot of other motherfuckers that came up missing from some shit that, that they, how can I say this without being disrespectful? There's been a lot of people that has came up missing for less, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. But, it's we'll have to see. We'll have to see what goes down with this because it's something that's been in the making for a while. And also let's think of this. What will come of Martin Luther King's family and his son and daughters? What will come of that? Because they tried, and I believe they won, but it was for like a stupid amount of money. Like the money was like not even where the Shabazz family is trying to get their settlement out to. But only time will tell. More information will be coming down the pike. I will be following this story to a very close, for the simple fact that I want to know this information as well. So if I come back next week with some more information that I find, I will. So we'll see what comes out of it. As I said, there's a link in the live chat. If you guys want to call in, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. I'll give you guys 1 minute if you want to come up or not. Links pinned in the top. So make sure you hit that blue bar. It expands. You'll see the link. Hit the link. Come on up. All right. I'll give you guys a minute and a half. All right. So have at it. All right, I believe you guys had enough time. No one wants to come up, that's fine. All right, you don't have to. But we'll say that you are missing out. So what have we learned here today, people? This is what we've learned. that if Marjorie Taylor Greene gets what she wants, we may very well might get into a second civil war. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Which it probably won't, for the simple fact that, excuse me, I got a hole in my mouth. I'm trying to hide it from y'all. But anyway, if it does happen, then I ain't gonna ask any questions. I'm just gonna tell the next motherfucker next to me to pass the ammo. Anyway, Ohio needs to get their shit together. That's number one. Number two, we don't need any more environmental disasters at all, because that shit's scary. You gotta remember with the whole thing of them burning the vinyl chloride to it becoming hydroxyvinyl chloride, to where it's acid. Acid in the air, acid, rain, black smoke, also, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of shit. Then with this explosion, a motherfucker died, a lot of other people injured from molten metal just going everywhere. Ohio needs to get their shit together. Also, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky don't give a damn about what y'all talking about. How about y'all get a life just like they got one? So, and also with the Shabazz family, I hope you guys get the justice that y'all deserve, because it's been far too long that this information has been hidden. And I hope that Crump finds something and gets and it's not even about the money. I hope he gets you guys the I hope he gets you guys the justice that y'all deserve, and also the compensation. And it's just that's what y'all deserve. All right. So let's get on out of here, people. And I want y'all to follow the sound of my voice. If you guys are watching me now, please pay attention. I will be going over some promotions. All right. So every Friday I do a game trip called Marcus Speaks Play. You can catch that every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Basically, what it is, I play video games and I stream. So if you guys want to come on through, I am playing Gotham Knights every Friday up until when Star Wars Jedi Survivor comes up. We are on the road to Jedi Survivor, right? So, that being said, please go and subscribe. You can also come back on Saturdays and come watch me bump my gums about, some important stories and trending topics that's going on out in the world right now. You can also catch that at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. So don't be shy, come on in, write something in the chat. I want to read what y'all talking about. All right? Go and subscribe to me on Marcus Speaks. You can find me at www.youtube.com/@MarcusSpeaks. You can also go to Rumble and subscribe to me there. Just search for Marcus Speaks. You guys should see this thumbnail each time that you go and view. It looks exactly like this. Alright? Now, if y'all ever come on the show and you want to come up and talk to me about any of the topics that I have presented, you can. Hit the link that's always pinned in the live chat, and then you can come talk to me. But there's always 3 rules. First rule is you must be on camera. First rule is you must be on camera at all times. Second rule is if you don't want to be on camera, that is fine. Let me know back here in the backstage with your name and your answer of what you want to be, if you want to be on camera or not be on camera. And I'll do that for you. Also, please silence all background noise. I'm just trying to run a semi-professional podcast here, so y'all don't want to silence the background noise, I'll just silence you by not bringing you on. That's okay. All right? And lastly, the only thing that I have for you guys is please like this video, subscribe to you over here, hit that bell icon also you can get all my notifications once I go live, and share this to your social medias. Let people know what I got going on over here. There's some fun shit happening over here, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And I can't leave you guys without saying this. Please do yourself a favor. Focus on getting that money because we all know money makes the world go round and it makes everybody happy. Well, some people it does. Also, drink more water for health purposes. All right, helps with weight loss and all kinds of things. Also, mind your own damn business for mental health purposes. For the simple fact that if you're not in everybody else's business like motherfuckers was with Rihanna and shit, you won't be going crazy like they was. You will just know exactly what I know. That is, there wasn't nothing wrong with it. Alright? And lastly, everybody knows this one. Make sure you do your own research and help you out in the long run. I thank y'all for watching. And I'll check you guys out next week on Friday for another Marcus Speaks Play, yo. I'll see y'all next week. Peace out.